evening. Welcome to Eating at the Master's Table. We're so glad you're able to tune in with us on this evening. We're here, we're going to share a good recipe and a good conversation. Today we have with us Bishop James Gary from Resurrection of Life Outreach Ministries. I am your host, Stephanie Gary, and we just say sit back, relax, take some notes, take in this good recipe, and we just love and just so glad to be here with you on this evening. Is that right, Bishop?
Yes, I'm excited. Yes.
So on this evening, if you tuned into our last show, I talked about cooking meals that you want minimal ingredients because you can make a good hearty meal to feed a family of 2 or a family of 20. And I just believe firmly that you don't have to have a lot. Sometimes just finding the ingredients you have already in your kitchen to make a great meal. But on tonight, I'm going to be sharing with you, it's a hearty Italian beef casserole. And it's sure to please if you're going to, again, have a large group of people you're cooking for. You can double this recipe. You can triple this recipe. You can do whatever you need to do. Again, we talked about substituting. Some people have to watch their red meat, so you can even substitute and use ground chicken, ground turkey, anything that suits you. So as I said, I love taking recipes and putting my own twist on it, adding my own little signature to it. So I just think it's important to be able to do that, you know, to just add something that makes it your own. Isn't that right, Bishop?
Yes.
So on tonight, we're going to get started here. We got our pan heating up here. And so the recipe calls for a pound of ground round, or again, any kind of ground meat, turkey, chicken. We're going to also use about 14 and a half ounces of Rotel tomatoes, or any kind of diced canned tomatoes that you may have at home. Anything, especially with basil or garlic or Italian seasonings in it. But for tonight, we're going to be using a can of the Rotel tomatoes. Then you're going to use about 6 ounces of tomato paste to help. The tomato paste is used to thicken up the sauce. We're going to use a teaspoon of salt. We're going to use 3/4 teaspoon of Italian seasoning as well. We're going to use about 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And then egg noodles, medium egg noodles. I have prepared them already. And so basically you're just going to prepare the noodles according to the directions on the packaging. And whatever brand you use would be fine. We're also going to chop up about 6 green onions or scallions. We're going to use about 8 ounces of sour cream. We're going to use 1 package of cream cheese, and make sure you soften it to room temperature. You want to get it nice and soft. Then we're going to use about a cup of shredded cheddar cheese, a cup of Parmesan cheese, and a cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. So let's get started. First, we're going to start off and add a little bit of olive oil into our pan that we've had warming up here, and get that going good. So Bishop, how was your day today?
Oh, I had an awesome day, an awesome day.
So do you want to share with everybody anything interesting that you did on today?
What did I do interesting today? Oh, I went to the grocery store with my youngest daughter.
Oh, and I'm sure that was eventful.
That was eventful, but she was very helpful, and she even helped me find the tomatoes and stuff like that. So she was very helpful.
Yes.
How was your day?
Oh, my day was pretty good, you know, just out and about, getting some things done at work. And, you know, it's just a blessing to be able to have a job and be able to be healthy and have strength to get up and work on a job. But I found, you know, as I was sitting today and I was reading a story about a young lady And her father passed away about 4 years ago. And it was a heartwarming story because it just really lets you know that there are really some people still in the world that care about other people.
Yes.
And so this young lady, her father passed away about 4 years ago, and she had been having a tough time the last 4 years. She had cancer she was dealing with, and so they kept her father's cell phone on, and so every day for the last 4 years, she would text the number and just basically share how her day was. It was just a way of her to begin to work through the healing process, the grieving process. And so anyway, for the last 4 years, she'd been, texting the number. And basically, there was a gentleman who, this number, after a while they recycle the cell phone numbers. This gentleman has been getting those messages for the last 4 years. And it turns out that his daughter passed away.
Wow.
And so finally, this last text message that she sent, they shared all this on Instagram, and basically he finally answered, and he said, "Hi, I'm not your father, but I've been getting your messages, and you don't know how much your messages have been helping me, because I lost my daughter. And your messages have been encouraging me. And I just want to say, everything that you share with me, I just feel like I need to let you know that I am proud of you. And I believe that if your father was here, he would be able to share with you that he was proud of you also." So it's just amazing that, for 4 years, and then she gets this response back. And I'm sure that helped her to know that somebody cared enough, that somebody was listening and they were paying attention, and they want to say, "Hey, look, I got your messages, I'm praying for you." And it's just so important that those kinds of stories, especially this time of year, Bishop, Thanksgiving is coming up, Christmas is coming up, and a lot of people have lost loved ones and family members during this time. And this time of year is a difficult time for a lot of people. But that's why I think it's important for us to just extend and reach out to people, show them that we're concerned, show them that we care about what they're going through. Amen. How does that sound to you?
Amen. That sounds wonderful.
So we're going to get this ground beef. And again, you want to make sure you brown this meat really good and get it nice and browned. Amen.
Amen.
Yep. So now you tell me, with the holidays coming up, is there anything that you want that you're going to be doing at this time?
Really enforcing how important it is to have that family unity.
Yes.
And coming together, inviting someone that normally wouldn't sit at your dinner table, to bring them in to see a family unit and how it operates,
Yes.
And also being a giving person during these holidays.
Yes, yes.
You know what I mean? Maybe you can able to bring somebody some grocery or do something that you normally don't do.
Yes.
Challenge yourself this year.
Yes.
And that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to challenge ourselves to do some things that normally we don't do often enough that we're going to do. Yes.
Well, it's funny when you said that, Bishop. For those of you who don't know, Bishop is also my husband. And so this just made me think about a story. Remember maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe 7, we had an opportunity to extend and open up our family time during Thanksgiving to a woman that we met from Singapore.
Yes.
And so it was amazing. We used to have our services in East Hartford, and we would rent out the conference area, and there we would have service. And so this particular lady, she's a Christian, a believer, and she was in town from Singapore at a teachers conference. She taught a special way of how to do math, how to do multiplication.
Yes.
And so she was at a teachers conference, and she was all the way here during Thanksgiving, even though Thanksgiving is more of a holiday that we celebrate here in America, but she happened to be here at that time. So we were able to invite her. She came, she had service with us, and then we invited her to go with us to my parents' house for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And usually that's whether it's my parents or my in-laws, I don't like to call them in-laws, my mother and father in love and my sister in love, and we went to, we usually go, it's just a good time to spend with family. Some good food, good laughing and games and just sharing. So we were able to let her experience Thanksgiving with us. And she brought some of those the spring rolls, and they're the ones that they make with the rice, the thin rice paper that has shrimp. I think there was some kind of bok choy or cabbage or something. But it was nice of her to do that. We just wanted to invite her and share our Thanksgiving. And, it was a time where we were able to, we always talk about what we're thankful for. That's really important. We're thankful every day. Amen. Mm-hmm. And we thank the Lord every day because He gives us the ability to work a job. He takes care and provides for us what we need. And we never suffer lack. And we know there's so many people who are hungry.
Yes.
So many people who, they might get one meal a week. So we're grateful because we always know that it could have definitely been us that was in that position. So, like Bishop said, this is a time of year that you do something different that you've never done. Maybe you've never gone and served Thanksgiving meal at a shelter. It's important. Volunteer. So many places that are out there. There's so many centers and in the different various towns that you can go, and maybe they're putting Thanksgiving baskets together. Volunteer your time and help put the baskets together, because at the end of the day, we could be the ones hungry. And
yes.
So we have to make sure, if you know of an elderly person, I know there's a lot of elderly people who may not have relatives around. They may be alone and I don't believe anybody should be alone during this time. So we should make it our business to find someone and say, hey, look, you don't have to bring anything. All you have to do is bring your appetite, and just come and let us love on you. Let us pour love on you during this time. Mm. Is that right?
Yes.
Sometimes, we get so busy. We get too busy that we forget.
Yes.
But I don't ever want to forget, Bishop. I want to always be reminded of how thankful I am to the Lord provided and always making a way for us. So it looks like our beef is getting all nice and browned here. Okay. So to our mixture, we're going to go ahead and add our tomatoes. We're going to get that all nice and stirred up in there. Okay. Then my little twist on it is I have some chopped basil here and some olive oil. So I'm gonna go ahead and put about 2 teaspoons in this. I like basil and parsley, and all those herbs are really good. They're good for detoxing the system, the body. So, and again, make this your own, I just basically gave a basic, so make it your own. So we're gonna also add about two teaspoons of salt, give or take, maybe extra.
So what can someone use if they have to monitor their salt?
Well, if you have to monitor your salt, I definitely would suggest that you know, they have the Himalayan pink salt is supposed to be very good. Get some natural sea salt. But again, salt is salt, whether it's iodized or whether it's sea salt or whether it's pink Himalayan. So you just have to be mindful and monitor. You really, if you're watching your sodium intake, you just want to season to taste. You don't want to overdo it. So I always say less is, when you're going with salt, it's always better to do less. And I just let people, you know, season it to their liking. Then we're going to do about a teaspoon of black pepper. Okay. And because I like a lot of garlic, this is probably about, I would say probably about 2 or 3 teaspoons of garlic powder, because I just like garlic. I love garlic. So we're going to add that. Okay. And then this here we got about 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, the dried Italian seasoning, which is just some basil, oregano, some parsley, and then we're going to get that all stirred in there. So that's coming along pretty good. And the other thing that's good for flavor, Bishop, is, again, if you're watching your sodium intake, you want to use broth. You know, so you could even do vegetable broth. I have some beef broth, and you can get low sodium beef broth, or low sodium chicken broth, or no sodium at all. You know, nowadays a good thing is a lot of stuff you can buy in you know, that in the stores that don't have all of that in it. So I'm just going to add just a little bit, probably about a half a cup of beef broth to that, just to give it a little bit more extra flavor. And get that nice and get everything, try to get it all nice and stirred up here.
It's coming along there, yes.
Now, do you have a particular favorite meal or something that you enjoy a lot?
I like food.
Me too,
Yes.
Me too. I'm definitely a foodie.
Yes,
And
yes.
when I think about, again, this time of year, you get all excited because you think about the stuff that you don't normally eat every day, you know. And so my mother, she's a wonderful cook, and during especially Christmas time, you know, you could, if you just want to eat, you know, sometimes we have to really tell ourselves, a lot of times we're not even hungry, we just eat it because it's there, right?
Yes.
But you know, she has assorted fruits, different fruits and different kinds of mixed nuts and cheeses and cheese spread and dips and chip. So sometimes you go over there and, you know, you're just eating because it's theirs. But
Yes.
it's the holidays, right?
Yes.
I mean, if you know, you don't do it every day.
Yes, have fun.
Have fun.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. So over here, we're going to add probably about, I would say about 6 ounces of tomato paste to that, just to thicken that up some. Okay. There. So we get that all. And so we're trying to get this all incorporated in there. Okay. And in addition to this, you know, any kind of vegetable that you like to go with it. String beans, sauteed string beans. Another good way to cook your string beans to really keep the vitamins, because a lot of times we'll boil, you know, the vegetables and boil all the good stuff out. I like to roast my vegetables in the oven. So I'll take in, you know, whether it be string beans or broccoli or squash is a good thing, yellow squash. any of those in the squash family, and I'll, cut it up, dice it, and, sprinkle a little garlic, do some garlic cloves and some olive oil, and roast it in the oven at about 400 degrees in about 15 minutes. You got nice vegetables. So tonight we're also going to steam a little broccoli to go along with our beefy, cheesy casserole here.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we get our water going here for our broccoli. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this down, and while that cooks down a little bit more, we're going to go ahead and get our noodles started. Okay, so over here, okay.
Move this out your way.
Oh, thank you, Bishop. So, as I said, I went ahead and took the liberty of cooking the noodles ahead of time, and they're medium egg noodles. You can get them at any store, will work, and cook them according to the packaging. And I'm just gonna use this right here. So we're gonna put our egg noodles in the bowl here. They're still a little warm. If you can take that for me, sir.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then to that, we're going to add our cream cheese. This is 8 ounces of softened cream cheese. Okay. And kind of just try to get that softened a little more. So tell me, what else is on your mind tonight, Bishop?
Well, the rain out there, and watching those leaves, because they get kind of slippery when all those leaves are on the ground.
It does.
Yes.
You got to be careful.
You got to
about
be
that.
very careful.
What did you say? You said it's like it's ice almost.
Yes.
It's equivalent to what icy black ice would do.
Yes.
And we know we're coming up on that time, right, Bishop?
Yes.
Where we're gonna have to deal with ice and snow, but that's okay. Most of us who come from New England, we should be used to it by now, right, Bishop?
Yes. Yes.
Used to how we have to kind of watch how we drive, and just be mindful of the road.
And and being mindful today, especially because of the celebration that's going on today, where the kids are going from house to house, and sometimes they run out in front of the road. So we would share for you to be more cautious.
Yes.
Today.
Yes.
We should always be cautious, but really cautious today, because children sometimes forget because they get so excited about what's going on.
They do.
Yes.
So now we're going to add about 16 ounces of sour cream. And try to get this all blended in here. Get a nice workout doing this.
Yeah. It'll make you sweat.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I guess you have to exercise a little bit before you eat, right?
Yes. Yes.
So get that all nice and mixed in. Okay. I am going to add a little pepper to it. A little pepper and a little salt. Okay. And now this is where I'll cut up the green onions. And this is about 6 green onions. And then we'll add that to our We'll add that to our mixture. So now tell me, Bishop, you are also a fitness instructor.
Yes.
So can you share some tips with the people today?
Well, fitness is an everyday thing, because we have to use energy and power, and we have to use our muscles and our mind, and we do repetitive movement. So fitness is an everyday thing. What makes it work for us all when we concentrate on the areas that we want to change in our life. Especially food is one of the fitness tools to bring out the best you. Food actually helps to bring out the definition of the muscles and how you burn fat and how you become more leaner by what you eat as you do cardiovascular and the strength conditioning exercises and some ab work.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, Bishop, tell me, so is there a certain amount of time that we should be exercising every day?
Well, I would say between at least 3 to 4 times a week.
Okay, and how many minutes? 30 minutes, an hour?
Now, no more than, I would say, an hour, 45 minutes really, because then you start taking a risk of injuring body parts. Then you can overdo something and hurt yourself in a way, because you shouldn't be so sore that you cannot do anything the next day.
That's true, Bishop.
Yes.
That's true. That makes sense.
Being sore don't always mean that's the best way. Yes. Feeling a little fatigued is good.
Yeah. So just try to get that mixed in here. And now, what can you offer to people who are just starting out on the exercise journey?
Well, if you're just starting out, I would suggest, when you are trying to, and let's start with meals, don't try to do the whole day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks. Work on one set time. So if you're going to work on breakfast, stay consistent on the breakfast and get that down before you move to the next. So you will stick to it and you won't want to deviate from it because it could be too drastic.
Yes.
All at one time. And another thing is to take advantage of walks instead of parking the car close to the store. Park it a little further down so you get a little walk in that you wouldn't normally walk.
Yes.
Instead of using the carriage to bring the groceries to the car, and if you have just 2 bags, why don't you carry the 2 bags to the car? So remember, you want to take every opportunity that you can to utilize the body and the muscles to get the best out of it. Remember, we don't have to go crazy with this. The body does a reverse action with stress. It retains instead of let go. But if you give it an easy flow and a calm environment in which it's allowed to do it on its own, you will see great results. Yes.
So in other words, when we first starting out, and I'm asking for myself also, but maybe somebody else out there was wondering, it's sometimes I think we jump in because we just want to do something so badly, and we try to do too much too soon.
Yes.
So you're saying just start off slow.
Yes.
Start off slow.
Even if, say you don't got a membership, if you got stairs in your house, you got a Stairmaster.
Yes.
If you got stairs in your house, you can do your dips on your stairs.
Yes.
It's so many creative things that you can do and get a good workout without injuring yourself. The whole key about this is not injuring yourself.
Yes.
because then it's hard to get back involved in doing a regular regimen again, because your mind remembers the injury and it doesn't want to feel that kind
pain
of pain
again. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I like, whenever, it's almost like you start and you stop and you start and you stop. But I like to get on the treadmill and just, start there. I start on the treadmill. I don't like the bike too much, but I do like to get on the treadmill. And then as I build up my endurance, then I'll try to get on the elliptical trainer or something like that. So, yes. But that's a good thing. And now what about incorporating some kind of weight program?
Well, I would always suggest when you incorporate weight programs with that, get a professional to help you with that so you utilize the right form. It's very important that you use the right form in doing any kind of activity so you don't injure yourself. And I might sound like a broken recorder, but it's very important that you don't injure yourself. So get a professional that knows what they're doing and that's what they do for a living or that's what they do at the gym, and get advice from them and get the proper form so you can have less opportunities to come into an injury type of situation.
Yes. And now tell me, how do you feel about working with like a nutritionist?
I believe that's one of the greatest things that you could ever do because food is such a vital resource for your body.
Yes.
And really, we could do a lot of lifting and get a lot of definition and we can get a lot of weight loss, but the food helped to define the body. Give it that lean look or give it that bulky look where you want to build muscle. But remember, you can design it yourself.
Yes.
But food is the key component to a healthy and strong, healthy life.
Yes. And now, are there any types of foods that you should be focusing on when you're on a healthy journey?
That's what we like about dietitians, because they help you, because we have so many allergies that are going on that cause for us to really examine what we take in so we don't have any side or reverse actions to eating certain vegetables, certain foods. Your body might not agree with it. That's why it's so good to get a dietitian where they go over those fundamentals and have other plans in which they can choose that will give you the same results without having you to be agitated or having some kind of side or reverse effect towards it. Yes.
Well, Bishop, I think we're ready to put our casserole together. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So basically what we're doing here, we're just going to spray it with a little cooking oil. Try to get the sides. Okay. And then now we're just going to, I'm going to use this spoon to scoop it in here. You're going to really enjoy this. This is a good meal for family reunions. If you're having a big gathering, casseroles are really good for that. So we're going to get that all. Try to get all that out. Okay, Bishop, I'll give that to you. And then, so is there anything you would like to share from the Word of God for us today?
Yes, prayer. One of the key components about having a successful and rewarding life is always being reminded to pray about your situation and the things that are going on, and the hope of that something better can come out of it. So utilizing that special time, maybe in the morning, maybe on your way to work, wherever it's convenient for you to steal some time away alone,
Yes.
I would always share. Pray about your situations and the things that are going on, so you can get information. Because there's something about prayer that you just get information,
Yes.
and it helps you to better know how to deal with it and how to go about it. Yes, prayer, very key component.
I'm going to
Yes.
turn this down some. I'm going to turn that down a bit. All right. And so now we're going to take our beef mixture and we're going to just layer that right on top. Let's put that right on top. Yes, prayer is a very important act of communication that we have with God. That I don't think we really take advantage of the way we should communicate with God. What do you think, Bishop?
Yeah, we just don't want to make him a 911 call all the time.
Oh, yeah. But we want to talk to him about everything, right?
Yes, he want to hear about some good times too,
Yeah.
and not just always rescuing us out of a difficult time, but also the fun times that we have in life, and how he has helped us, and making proper decisions on how we conduct our life.
Yes.
It's such a great thing
I
to do.
definitely agree with you on that, Bishop.
Yes.
I definitely agree with you on that. Because God is really saying, I'm here for you all the time.
Yes, yes.
And he has some things that he wants to share with us.
Yes.
Too many times I think we use prayer and we don't listen. We talk, we do all the talking, but we don't allow God to listen. We don't allow ourselves to listen to God tell us what it is he would have us to know.
Yes.
And so I just think it's important that we learn that it is definitely a two-way conversation. It's not just us saying what we want and giving God our demands, but it's really also about listening, because there's some valuable things that God wants to share with us.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think our broccoli is done. So I'm going to remove that off of there. It's something about the rain. Rain is or water or anything, being at the beach. Sometimes I just love to go to the beach and just sit there and listen to the waves. And the waves as they're coming in and as they're receding out. And it's just so calm and soothing, and it just reminds me how the Word of God is like water.
Yes.
It's like water to us, And I think about, because our body is made up of what percentage of water again?
About 75% water.
Right. And so, that would let me to believe that water is very vital to us.
Yes.
And that the Word of God is very vital to us.
Yes.
It waters our soul, and it nourishes and refreshes us.
Yes.
And so I believe that we have to take more time out. That's why, just like listening, going to the beach, or sitting, even hearing the rain as the rain falls on top of the building.
Yes.
It hits the roof, and you feel it, and it's kind of calming. Or even like sometimes listening to a storm, like a lightning storm or the thunder, when it's like in the distance. It is calming. I don't know how it is for anybody, but it's calming to me to hear that.
Yes.
And so I just love water. I would love one day. That's one of my dreams is to have maybe a house on the beach.
Yes.
Yes. That's one of my dreams, and just sit there and just listen to the water, and it's so calming. It calms you down.
Yes.
It really does. But I believe that's what God does for us. That's what He gives to us. He gives us peace. That even when times are unsettling, or we're troubled by something, and sometimes we have trouble and we're perplexed on all sides, God has not forgotten us.
Yes.
He never forgets us. And He's just so wonderful that, He made so many promises about being with us. He's near us. He's present. And so I'm just so thankful for just the opportunity to be able to come on and just even share, not just share a good recipe, but just share the recipe to good living.
Yes.
The recipe to having peace, the recipe to being able to withstand, the recipe for having victory, even sometimes when we don't feel like we have victory. We have victory. And so I'm just so thankful for that. So now for the last part of the casserole, we are going to add our cheese. So I first like to start off with the cheddar cheese. And like I said, I like cheese. If you like cheese, it can be 2 cups. You can make it as cheesy as you want. And also, I thought about, Bishop, when I was putting this together, I said, for those of us who are even trying to stay away from meat altogether, you can, again, veggies, mushroom, eggplant, all different carrots, broccoli. You could substitute your meat and use more like spinach. Or even kale, those kind of like vegetables that provide a lot of fiber. You can do that. So I'm going to top this with this cheese. Okay. Then we're going to put a little Parmesan on there. Well, not really a little, but we're going to put a nice bit of that Parmesan, and I like to try to get the corners and all that. Then, last but not least, we use some mozzarella. Try to get all those little corners there. Get a little bit more in the middle here. And then I just sprinkle a little bit of more salt and a little bit more pepper. So you take your casserole that you've put together, and you're going to cover that with some foil. But before you do that, spray the inside of the foil with a little cooking spray. This keeps it, when the cheese starts melting, you want to keep it where all the cheese doesn't stick onto the foil. So you're going to just spray it down with a little cooking oil. And then you're going to cover that. Be careful right there. Mm-hmm. Okay, gonna get that all nice and covered. And so what I did, I took the liberty of making this ahead of time. Yeah, I'm gonna move this out the way. Move that out the way.
And where you want to put it on
I'm gonna put that in the oven.
Okay.
So, we have another casserole here. Put that one in. And again, you're going to bake that at 350 for about 35 minutes. So we'll go ahead and cover our casserole. Look at that. Yum, yum, yum. So Bishop, would you mind getting me a plate, please? Okay, do that. And I had another spoon. What did I do with that metal spoon? We'll have to, oh wait, I got one. Right here. Okay, and I'll go ahead and get some of that broccoli. Piece of that broccoli. And put your broccoli there. And then we're gonna dig into this casserole.
Want to hold it?
Oh no, oh yes, oh please, thank you. Look at that. Here we go. And then if you want a little bit extra Parmesan, you sprinkle a little Parmesan, put some on your broccoli, and there you have it. Very simple meal, right? Very simple, very easy, easy to make. Ingredients that most people have in their home, and we did for the side vegetable, we just went ahead and steamed some broccoli, and a quick, easy meal on a Thursday night, right?
Yes.
Not difficult at all. Not difficult at all. So we are truly appreciative that you took time out to watch this programming. We are so thankful for the opportunity, again, that Nutmeg allows such wonderful programming. And I definitely say to you, I encourage you, go out, take a look. They're on Facebook. Take a look at the programming lineup. There is something for everybody on Nutmeg Television, and truly it's just an honor just to be able to be here and share this wonderful meal. And like I said, shake it up a bit, add your own twist. That's my motto. Do something that says it's you, but feed your family a delicious meal, everyone will be satisfied. Everyone will be satisfied. So we definitely just thank you for the opportunity of being with us as we talked today, had good conversation, and as we get ready to have a good meal. We're just so thankful. And Bishop, is there anything that you would like to add to this as we close out?
Well, I enjoy the one that you are in love with.
Yes.
And sit down. You can cook together. You can dialogue together. Talk about the day. See what's going on. You can laugh. You can joke. You can do so many things in the kitchen together.
Yes.
Take every opportunity to express your love and a listening ear to what is going on in the one that you love.
Yes.
Life. So remember this. We love you.
Yes, we do.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Nothing you can do about it.
Yes.
Yes. And also, just quickly to add before we go, this is a good opportunity even to find recipes that if you have small children at home, or husband and wife, it's important. Get in there and find things that you like to eat. And it's a time that you can just connect and come up with some good recipes and just spend some good quality time with the people that you love. Because that's what it's about, you know. It's about not spending hours in the kitchen, but being able to prepare something that's quick, something that's easy, something that everybody can be a part of, and then at the end, sitting down and enjoying it amongst one another.
Yes.
You know, so, you know, at this time, just as I said, you know, get in there and just experiment, try something new. You know, try a food that you've never eaten before. Try a vegetable that you've never eaten before. I mean, the world, God has given us so many wonderful foods and wonderful tastes and smells. And so sometimes we just get stuck on the one thing that we like, or we just want meat and potato, and we don't want vegetables, and we don't want this, and we don't want that. But I encourage you, through this time that we come together, I encourage you to maybe try something different. You know, I'm looking forward to doing some other meals that may challenge you to, you know, step out of your comfort zone. But I say, try it anyway. Life is so short, and we only live one time. So I say, you know, just try something different. Is that right, Bishop?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Well said.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. But we thank you so much for spending time with us on this evening. And we wouldn't want to be anywhere else. We're so glad we're here today with you. And, you know, so we're going to dig in. I hope that you will take time, as I said, try this recipe. I have the recipe. And so, you know, it's very, as I said, very simple to make. Ingredients that you have in your kitchen right now, probably. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. And most importantly, just, you know, as you prepare for the upcoming holidays, whatever holidays it is that you may celebrate, we just pray that you enjoy your time with your family and your friends and your loved ones, and just take some time to relax. Take some time to just enjoy the peace. Take some time to just enjoy one another. Amen. You only have one life, and it's time to live now. So we thank you so much for taking this time out with us on today. And is there any last notes that you want to add, Bishop, on this evening?
Eat and be merry.
Yes.
Yes.
Eat and be merry.
Yes.
So we thank you for tuning in to Nutmeg TV, Eating at the Master's Table, and we definitely look forward to hearing from you and seeing you and you tuning in again with us. If you have any ideas, anything you want to see us make on the show, shoot it over to Nutmeg TV. And we'll definitely look forward to being able to make something with you as you watch and maybe from home. So thank you so much again. We love you. We look forward to seeing you again at Eating at the Master Table. This is your host, Stephanie Gary, along with Bishop James Gary from Resurrection of Life Outreach Ministries. We look forward to seeing you. Take care and God bless you.
God bless.